What is going on, Sports by Fry fans? Thank you for tuning in to another Fry's Fast 5. I'm here with some bad news. I've tried about 6 to 7 times to try and do my screen recording of my AFL Fantasy team and it hasn't worked. But good news, I have an alternative. I'm going to quickly show you my team and discuss it today. If you're listening via the pod, this might sound a bit weird, but you can check out the video on all forms of social. You might hear the tradies working upstairs. Apologies if they interrupt my video again, but I'm going to talk about how I'm building my AFL fantasy side ahead of the JLT preseason contest. So in about 10 days, the JLT games get underway, and then about 2 or 3 weeks after that, we get into the actual AFL season. So I'm pumped for another fantasy season. I'm going to be starting some Sports by Fry leagues in the near future, but let me dive in and show you how my team is looking ahead of the JLT games. So without further ado, this is how the large Fries and Coke are shaping up right now. I've got Rory Laird as my first defender. Not set in stone, I might swap him out for someone like Lachie Whitfield and make myself a little bit more money. Got Jake Lloyd and Alex Witherden as my second and third defenders. Second two, that's not a thing. Second and third defenders. Jesus, Fry, what are you doing? Zach Williams comes in at D4 with Sam Collins, Marty Hoare, and then Hugh Goddard and Chris Burgess rounding out my defense. So pretty happy with my defense. Laird might get shipped out for Whitfield, like I said. Ryan Burton is someone who I'm trying to squeeze into my team as well. So I might have a play and chop out Zach Williams. I think it'd be a bit tough to try and go with Williams and with Ryan Burton. Sam Collins, who costs about 70 grand more than basement price rookies, is nowhere near safe. I might opt for Griffin Lowe instead. Turning my attention to my midfielders now, and I've got Paddy Cripps, Josh Kelly, Taylor Adams, and Dustin Martin as my big 4. Cripps not safe. Kelly I love the looks of and will be in my side barring anything crazy. Taylor Adams and Dustin Martin are value plays, but I think it's important to pay up a little bit for some guys we think are going to be great, and Cripps and Kelly look like top 8 midfielders, so hence the reason they're in my side right now. Anthony Miles is my mid-pricer I'm taking a punt on. He is not safe either, could be chopped and changed for like Libbar, maybe pay up to get Brad Crouch. Sammy Walsh, I love the looks of, and Michael Gibbons, Brett Bewley are my cheap guys on the field with Nick Hind and Charlie Constable at the bench spots. So Walsh, I wrote about today for the Dream Team Talk Boys. I think that he's going to average 75 to 80. I think he's going to be that good in his debut season. Might be pushing it a little bit, maybe closer to 70 is a little bit more realistic, but I think that it's worth paying up for some of these top rooks. I've been doing it for a couple of years. Brayshaw, Tim Kelly, Tim Taranto have been great success stories for me in the past. Turning my attention to the rucks, where I'm getting a lot of flack, I have Brodie Grundy and Tim English with Darcy Fort and Darcy Cameron as my bench options. Now, Tim English isn't safe. I keep getting abused on Twitter and Facebook for starting with Speaker No. We've seen what it's like when he can't football in the past. However, I've got a couple of options. If he looks crap, I can offload to potentially Shane Mumford should he come into the side after his 2-game suspension. Zach Clark is about 170 grand cheaper, and hopefully, if he's playing for the Bombers, there's another money-making play. But there's no other R2 options out there that are screaming must start for me, so I'm happy to take a chance on English. He's got another preseason under his belt. Topped 100 kilos now on the scales, so I think he'll be much better. Priced at about 67, I think he can hopefully go 10 points over that. Lastly, my forward line, as you can see, Dangerfield is locked and loaded. I reckon he's set and forget. Sam Menegola is not safe at F2, but I do like the looks of him. Maybe Josh Dunkley could come into play. Isaac Heaney, I love. James Warple, Will Setterfield, and Josh Corbett are the last guys on the field, with Shane McAdam and Ben Cavara at my bench spots. If you want to check out my team in a little bit more detail, hit up sportsbyfry.com, because I did an article talking about why I built my team and some other guys I'm considering. Warple, not exactly safe. I did put him in though after Chad Wingard's calf complaint. Maybe Luke Dalhouse is someone that could come into the mix. Josh Dunkley is someone that could replace Menegola. But that's how my team's looking in less than 5 minutes. I do apologise. I really wanted to do a screen recording, but the video kept chopping and changing and wasn't working. Such is life. Sometimes things that are out of your control impact what you're doing, but I'm still going to do a video/pod. It is in under 5 minutes. I'm going to try and do at least 2 pods a week from now. Can the tradies stop talking? Doesn't matter because it's time for me to finish. Till next time, peace.